everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Elva.
And I'm Carlos.
And this is a show where we cover movies on that growing list of films that has people asking us the question,
You haven't seen that?
Are you going to see that? I'm tired, guys. This is a rough week. I didn't get good sleep. And because of that, this is going to be sort of like a throwaway episode for movies that are just going to be, no one's going to remember them. Really, no one's going to remember them. Anyways, if you do manage to go see these movies and you want to let us know what you thought about them, comment on our social media at
YHST Pod
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think one of these we're not going to do a review on, like the snack size review, because it wasn't. I was like, I don't care, you know. Yeah, so let's just fucking get into it. No news. We do have an either or from Carlos, so let's go ahead and kick it off with a little bit of that. Wrong one.
Oh,
That one.
I was already jamming that tune, man.
How dare you?
All right, guys. For this episode's edition of Either Or, my question to both of you is this. Mm-hmm. Is the controversy on the internet surrounding Christopher Nolan's Odyssey an overreaction? Now, are you guys aware of what is the controversy?
Yeah, we got Elliot Page, and it's supposed to be what? Achilles?
Achilles.
Supposedly, but not confirmed. It seems like Elliot Page might be playing.
The controversy is you saying supposedly, but go on.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But the controversy surrounding this movie so far has been, one, the design of the costumes, like the armor of the characters, that it looks too modern and sleek versus historically accurate. If you watch the newest trailer, there was a moment where like the dialogue seemed a bit too modern, referring to Odysseus as like not father, but as dad. Kind of sounds
okay.
And then the last thing is certain casting choices where it was confirmed recently that Lupita Nyong'o will be playing Helena Troy.
There's that one.
And the twin sister of Helena Troy. I just can't remember the character's name at the top of my head. And then, yes.
Elliot Page. And then there's, who is it? Travis
Scott.
Travis Scott.
Yeah. If you're a director and you're making those choices, you have to know that there's going to be talk about it. You know, sure, bad press is good press or whatever the fuck they say, but it's Christopher Nolan. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, we'll see if it works in the film. Do certain individuals being cast take away from the role? It's yet to be seen. I am like annoyed by it because I'm like, yeah, you could have just not cast that, because then how is that going to play into it? As far as like casting choices, right? And then when it comes to like dialogue, it depends how modern you're going. If people are getting hung up on a word like dad, relax, folks. This is people have modernized movies since forever. And then as far as like armor, I mean, yeah, you're going to want to have fun like interpreting.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. I'm not completely mad at it. So those things, I didn't even hear about those controversies because the casting choices sort of overshadowed the rest of it.
My thing is, why are we focusing on things that were announced in 2024 now? As for the language, we're stupid now. You cannot read Homer's Odyssey and people be like, I understand this language. People have been dumbed down. And the thing is, it's true, because we don't use that language. We don't read Old English. We don't read Greek or anything, or how actually things were written. We have to have like multiple translations to a book. The Odyssey has enough translations, enough. Why does the movie have to have, like, why is that an issue when we clearly are not that smart anymore as a society? We're on our phones 24/7.
If our imagine the Odyssey is a movie that comments on being on your phones too much. If the dialogue was changed up like, hey pa, like, you know, hey fam, where you is, and like really, you know, modernizing it up and stuff like that, and someone's doing the 6'7" thing in the back, I'm like, the fuck is this? Nolan, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I know people are talking about like, oh, he's burning his career over this. Still yet to be seen. We love to speculate as the audiences, right? We love to speculate. We love to comment on all these things. It is still concerning to an extent. I'm still going to be like, whoa, a little wary about it. Still, until we see the movie, then you can sort of settle in on your final decision. The unfortunate part is all these like controversial conversations, they do sort of kind of taint your final opinion sometimes.
But the thing is like, as like I'm researching, I don't want to get too much into like the research of the Odyssey because I want to see how it is and how Christopher Nolan's interpretation of it, because art is whatever you want to interpret it as. But if Travis Scott is going to be the bard who may be telling the story of the Odyssey and all this other stuff, then yeah, I don't mind a rapper telling me that, depending on how he's going to go take it. I don't listen to Travis Scott a lot, but the songs that I have, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Not my cup of tea. But if you see something in someone that you want to see that fits your vision, then go right ahead. But as for the costumes and everything else, you got to modernize it for people too. You can't really go into all this ancient Greek and all this thing. You're already using mythology as it is for this thing, and you expect people to be like, oh my God, I love it. Of course, sold out in IMAX. I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of people. But are those people history buffs that are going to be nitpicking at every little thing? Or are they going to be history buffs who are going to notice and appreciate that is your interpretation of this?
I forget which director had said this. He had made a comment on something similar to this. I don't remember the movie. I don't remember the director. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, shout it out in the comments. Where he essentially had said, yeah, why did we change this particular design and, from the original historical accurate version of it? Because it looks cool. That's why.
You kind of have to remember, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a visually stimulating thing. It's not a fucking biopic.
Yeah, like as far as my take on all this, I think a lot of it is an overreaction. I mean, it blows my mind that like how, again, we always give high praise to Christopher Nolan, Oscar-winning director Christopher Nolan. But then it's funny how with these little things, it's like now, well, not the whole audience, but like you have like a portion that just wants to turn their back and like they want this movie to crash and burn, and they're saying like, oh, this is going to be a flop because of these things. Again, that's an overreaction, because like your average moviegoers, which remember, majority of audiences are just average moviegoers. They're not even people like, let's just say like us that like read the news on every single thing. We're kind of more prepared with this stuff, like the behind the scenes stuff. I don't think they're going to care too much about the costume design. I mean, remember that with Nolan, he's mostly done grounded movies.
Right.
This is his first fantasy kind of supernatural movie that he's taking on, So he's going to tailor the movie based on his style. The armor looks fine. I mean, this is supposed to be a fantasy, so it's not going to be historically accurate. I mean, this is a mythological tale in the end. So, and then with the dialogue, I mean, the Iliad and the Odyssey has been retranslated so many times that it's like how Alva pointed out. It kind of had to be dumbed down for us modern folks.
It's only been translated like multiple times by men. There's recently just been a female that's translated exactly how it is from the old scripts without it having like a masculine thought to it. So it's like, whatever, let him do what he wants.
Yeah. And then with the casting choices, I mean, kind of like what I said in the beginning with Elliot Page, I don't know where the I guess that rumor came from that he would be portraying Achilles. It seems like he would be portraying one of Odysseus's crewmates, so not playing Achilles per se. So I don't really know where that came from. And again, it hasn't even been confirmed who's he portraying. And then with the casting of Lupita Nyong'o, I get why some people would get a hang up over it. But to me, it's like, again, this is just his interpretation. It doesn't mean it's the absolute one. If you prefer something more conventional, there's other adaptations of the story.
But it also like pisses me off. This casting came out long ago.
Yeah.
Why now are you nitpicking?
Oh no, that's not even like my main hang up, because it takes a while for like stuff to kind of get viral and like build up momentum to then to the average person.
With Nolan movies, he tends to be very secretive. Like even though we hear what cast he's getting, which he always gets a stacked cast, we don't really know who's playing who. I think the only thing they confirmed right off the bat was that Matt Damon would be Odysseus, but we didn't know who Charlize Theron is playing. Zendaya's in this movie, and I don't hear people complaining about Zendaya. I know who she's portraying, but nobody's complaining about that. It's just more over Helen of Troy's depiction.
Because the thing is, it's not like a comic book movie where it's like we know the characters, we want a perfect portrayal of those things. Not to say that there aren't fans of the Odyssey, but it just doesn't have that level of fandom, and I'm just making that as sort of like a half-assed observation. And so as far as like, yes, the casting to an extent has been set or announced, when this thing is announced, not enough people like comic book fans are going like, let's see that every single detail is how the fucking book is.
But I get where all these comparisons are coming from because they're comparing it to Troy. So it's like you have Troy and then you have the Odyssey. But in a way, you have to let them both be and not compare.
Yeah, they have to stand on their own as their own stories.
I mean, speaking of going back to Nolan, didn't he, there was like a little bit of controversy when he was announced to do Batman?
Yeah,
because you know what I mean, either like costume design or characters that you're choosing to have in there. And there's always going to be something to say. You're never going to make everybody happy. Now, this one, as far as like Nolan is concerned, I feel this one is a little more on that side of like, well, let's just see what happens, But what I did want to say, I read the comments and I shouldn't. It's a very toxic place. And you get 3 comments in, and you're like, I want to kill myself. People are like, in regards to the race of the actors, they go, no, not one person's a fucking Greek in this thing.
Yeah, that's been like another top comment.
To which I want to say, hey guys, and all the other movies also weren't Greeks.
What about in Troy? You have a lot of British actors, American actors,
not a lot of Greeks in that
German actresses.
Brad Pitt is not your poster boy for Greeks.
Yeah,
blonde hair, blue eye,
and everyone in that cast is
hairless body. We're talking about Greeks.
It's like the same thing with like, what is it? White people with Jesus is white, and I'm just like, are we sure about that?
Yeah.
So So I wanted to end it on this. I really want to see if this will work for the film. I want to see if those things take me out of the film. Is Nolan still going to be regarded as a great director that makes you immersed in the storytelling and visually stunning movie, this film, something that's going to go up there in comparison with his top, memorable movies or whatnot? Or did he sell it?
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken.
Yeah. I'm still gonna go see it. I'm still excited.
Oh, dude, I'm excited. I went to the library and got the Odyssey.
And it's funny that just one last thing before we move on. Like it's just funny that you guys show me like, oh yeah, you guys got the Odyssey book. I'm like, hey, that's actually one of the questions I'm gonna bring up is regarding the Odyssey. So it was just like perfect timing.
Give me 2 weeks to finish it.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Carlos, for controversial either or.
Always.
Next, we'll talk about the comedy of Mein Kampf. Okay, so we got 3 movies for you.
Wow.
We got 3 movies for you. We have In the Gray, which is the latest Guy Ritchie film starring Henry Cavill and
Jake Gyllenhaal
and
Isa
Gonzalez. We also watch Is God Is and Sheep Detectives. We're going to start off with a rather forgettable one, and we're not going to spend too much time on it because this was one of the few times that after seeing the movie, which we did all watch together, we didn't really have much to say. But our conversation concluded by the time we hit the doors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alva, give me the synopsis.
2 sisters embark on an epic quest for revenge, confronting a charged family history that will push them to extraordinary lengths. Dun, dun, dun.
I didn't know anything about this movie. You hear me say this all the time, but I also didn't see a trailer. I think I saw a poster as we were walking into the movie. I go, what am I watching? Because you guys are like, what I really want to watch is God Is. And we should put that up with like the intense movies that we'll watch, which is, I think, the episode that came out prior to this one. Although behind the scenes, we're actually recording it out of sequence. Like I said, this is sort of a throwaway episode because I don't think this movie was for me. It sort of taps into the culture, the black culture, whether it be like, because this is in the South.
Louisiana.
Louisiana. So a little bit of like black culture in the South, a little bit of like urban black culture. The storytelling aspects of it were very familiar. It felt like, I was very crass about it. It felt like a ghetto Kill Bill, but it didn't feel like, what did I compare it to? I said a movie like The Blackening. Great, funny, sort of dark comedy, horror film. That one felt like we're tapping into the black culture. We're showing everyone what it's all about. But, everyone who's not of that culture is sort of invited to said barbecue. This one didn't feel like that. So I felt left out in a lot of moments where I'm like, I don't get it, know?
Mm-hmm.
And just as far as like a film itself, it did what it needed to do. It told its story. I mean, I did like the sort of exploration of trauma, genetic trauma. Can relate to that. But past that, I was like, okay. And it just was ultimately kind of a forgettable movie.
Well, it is a play adaptation.
I saw that in the credits. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really haven't heard of Is until I didn't know it was a play until the movie came out. But I was very intrigued by something new. I just wanted to see something new, something different. And I think even you, Carlos, were saying like, I heard it and I want to see it. So I was like, yeah, finally, somebody else.
I just saw the trailer one time and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. Like I'd want to give this movie a shot. So, but yeah, this has a very niche audience. It's not gonna be for everyone. It was shot well and everything, and the highlight, and I think we all kind of agreed on this, was Sterling K. Brown as the villain, which I did find him terrifying and intimidating. How calm he is.
I want to see him in a role like this.
Yeah.
Because he usually plays like a really nice guy. I know he voiced a villain in Invincible, but he's typically like a really mild-mannered, nice guy.
Yeah. So I would say like that's the highlight, but I mean, everything else was just like, yeah, we just didn't really have much to say. So this just kind of fell in between for me.
And as far as like performances, what is it? Vivica A. Fox had a role to play, but it was such a bit role. It wasn't so intense where you're like, wow, Yeah. And then the two leads played by, is it Erica Alexander?
No, it's Kara Young and Mallory Johnson.
Okay, I'm sorry. The fuck you, Google. It's all out of order. Their performances weren't so like stand out that it's like, wow, they really felt the emotion of that or whatever. It was all right. They were okay. They did what they needed to do. It's funny because you look at the poster and it's made to seem like an intense fucking thriller kind of splatter flick, as sometimes you might call it.
I guess.
Well, I was looking at it. I was doing some research while we were prepping for pod, and it's supposed to be kind of like three blends of Greek mythology, Afropunk, and spaghetti westerns.
That's where that Kill Bill feels like.
Someone's like, okay, I just don't, I can't grasp the Greek mythology part of it.
Yeah, not really too sure.
And I'm not sure if like maybe I missed it.
I think it's the father. Very like Greek mythology of Zeus and all of his offspring.
There you go. Kill your father. Got it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Click. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I didn't even see the trailer. I only saw the movie poster, and that's the only thing that made me want to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the movie poster.
Sorry, I was just imagining Sterling K. Brown as Odysseus, seeing how many people flipped their lid on that one. It actually would have worked. That would have really worked.
That would be good, though.
But that's all I really have to say about this.
Yeah.
That was it.
So one and done.
There you go. And you'll actually be surprised at the RT scores on that one. So we'll get to that one at the end. Next, as far as kind of another unfortunately forgettable movie, In the Gray. Synopsis, please.
Oh, no.
That's how I felt after watching it.
There she goes. She's reading the synopsis. She's getting ready for it. And
a covert team of
sorry. I'm just hitting buttons now.
Okay.
Now they work.
Oh, okay. Buttons work. A covert team of elite. Oh my God, I can't read today. Hold on.
I'll make it fun for your listeners.
Go ahead. A covert team. Stop. It's fucking with my head. Does somebody else want to read it?
I'll take a crack at it, but I have to look it up now.
A covert team of elite operatives are living in the shadows when a ruthless, deep.
I gotta leave it in.
I want to say deep hots.
And who's replacing John LaFontaine? Some girl named Alva Corona? I don't know. Just imagine the trailers and she's reading it.
I can't do it. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
Letters are jumbling in my head.
A covert team of elite operatives embarks on a mission to steal back a billion-dollar fortune from a ruthless tyrant.
That sounded kind of cool.
Yeah. We were trying to make it sound more interesting than the movie, so...
Yeah, no, basically, yeah. Okay, so Guy Ritchie has made a lot of movies that are hits, and he has a style, much like Scorsese and
Edgar Wright.
Thank you. He has a very particular style where it's like There's some English people in it. There's some really memorable, quirky characters. It's kind of sometimes part action, part comedy, some part commentary at times. And there's always a heist. There's always sort of like some sort of heist, this preparation montage, the execution of it, and then everything else going awry or whatever. And then I forgot that he's also done some movies that missed. One, unfortunately, was actually really good. What's King Arthur?
He did the King Arthur movie, yeah.
Really bummed that it wasn't made into more movies. I actually like that because that was his sort of like stepping away from your like, British mob shit.
Yeah.
And then you reminded me of Aladdin.
That was the last Guy Ritchie movie I saw in theaters.
Oh my God. On the ride home, Isaac goes, I don't know, but Guy Ritchie, and I was like, he's naming movies and he goes, Aladdin, and now my brain stopped functioning, like it did and just like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, like Aladdin, like in Disney Aladdin, live action.
Because he also wrote Aladdin.
No.
The live action adaptation.
Whose idea was that?
I don't know.
Not Disney, that's for sure.
Nate, before we get into this one and like kind of shit on Guy Ritchie, favorite Guy Ritchie film?
I'm going to have to go with Sherlock Holmes.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
He did both of them with RDJ.
Rock and Rolla. Love Rock and Rolla.
You showed me Lock,
Holy
Stock,
shit.
and Two Smoking Barrels, which is like hilarious.
Rock and Rolla was one of those movies where it had an ensemble of people that hadn't popped yet. They're still doing like, on stage stuff, but fucking Gerard Butler, Mark Strong, Idris Elba, Tom Hardy. Fuck, man.
Young Tom Hardy. Well, all of them are young.
All of them. They like, you kind of knew some of their names or whatever, but nobody really popped. That movie, it was nuanced and the characters they felt lived in and you could tell people were buddies. And then there's this film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which there was none of that substance.
It's like Guy Ritchie's like, I got to make a movie. All right. What are the things that I do in a movie? Okay, let's do that then.
Which I then came to the conclusion of, is this like a studio wanting to have a movie because you signed them for like to do a certain amount of movies?
I felt like that's what this movie was in the end.
And like, your contract still, you owe me movies. Come on. Do something.
It's technically a movie. It's a movie that maybe would have been done very, very well in like the early 2000s level action film popcorn. It's a popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no deep. So if you know Guy Ritchie and you're like, yeah, a Guy Ritchie film, and you get excited and your pants get a little bit tighter when the credits pop up, a Guy Ritchie film like mine does. Don't ask me questions about it. It's my own business. Leave me the fuck alone. And then you think like, I got to really lock in because it's going to give me some intelligent, clever shit and deep, nuanced dynamic of characters and stuff like that. And so I'm doing that. And after the first act, I go, oh, I don't really have to think about it too much. I can literally take a quick 5-minute nap, jump back in. I've not lost anything.
It kind of made me mad at the fact that you had like this female lead who has the mental capacity of being 20 steps ahead, right?
Yeah.
No, but like, she sees things before they're happening and she's planning all these A, B, C's and D's plans just in case. But you make her weak.
I was really disappointed at that.
Really useless.
You make her like just a
Damsel in distress.
Might as well just leave her back in the freaking office in New York and let her do there and not go into the field and meet with anybody. Because any other movie, they would be like, here's a weapon, just smack someone if they come or something.
So Isa Gonzalez basically plays this character who's known for like getting the assets back of big accounts. Somebody has a big debt, they ain't paying it. She's going to go in and make them pay, right? She's not going to be the one doing it, face to face. She's with the use of her covert team, which is Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, who are all three of them, by the way, all good looking people. And no one took their shirt off. Really bummed out about this, including Gonzalez. It's like, what a fucking, I watched the last Guy Ritchie film, which was what the hell was the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah.
That one, which also had Cavill and Gonzalez. That one was like a really awesome movie that unfortunately some people slept on. Great looking cast. Shirts were off. But there was nothing to this film, as far as their characters were concerned. I sort of bounced around a little bit, but Cavill's character and Gyllenhaal's character are supposed to be these, there's like covert guys and everything like that. They're buddies since forever.
Yeah.
But there wasn't ever that like sort of dialogue that made it feel as if they were buddies.
Didn't really didn't get to know them for me to care about
They
them.
didn't feel lived in.
No.
They did not feel lived in. You could do that so easily. And again, Guy Ritchie, hey, look back at your old films, where you got that sort of banter, and you go, oh, the way they banter.
Yeah, and that's what I was like, that's what I was hoping to see with both of these characters. I'm like, okay, they're cool. They have their distinct skill sets. That's why they're part of the team. That's why they're hired. And, you could tell they have some sort of like shady history in the past, which is how they come to be hired. But I didn't get any of that. I'm like, okay, cool. These two are efficient at their job. But so many other movies have characters like that had a lot more, like you said, they're just more lived in.
Yeah. And that's usually what makes Guy Ritchie movies stand out from all of those formulaic movies.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a bummer to see Ritchie literally just make a formulaic movie.
Yeah, this was like totally phoned in. And
yeah, man, it was completely phoned in.
And you can tell where the jokes were like written in, but they weren't executed correctly.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
And again, it's like you got good lead actors that could totally lift this movie, but it was just like
the script wasn't
potentially wasted.
Yeah.
Also, give her a gun.
She's incredibly smart. And like you said, like plan A, B, C, and D. So like the first part of the movie where it's like seeing her like putting the plan together, it's like, okay, this is cool. It's what I expect from Guy Ritchie. But the execution just, it was just like how you said, formulaic.
It reminded me of two other bigger directors that left me saying like, well, maybe you should stop, which was one of them was Coppola. With Megalopolis.
Oh.
I go, dude, what are you doing, man? No one's telling you no. And I just blanked out on the second director. It'll come to me after. No, but going back to like Isa Gonzalez's character, her character's supposed to be someone who is, the movie's called In the Gray because she works in the gray, and so it's sort of implied that she is involved in this sort of like seedy underbelly life that allows her to achieve the thing that needs achieving.
She is basically like the girl who is going to be like, I'm going to find everything on your Instagram and Facebook, but with the team.
Right. And so if it's implied that she's in the seedy underbelly, then the next implication would be that she wouldn't leave herself to be a damsel in distress. At least know how to use a weapon, a knife, something. Know how to fight, something like that. But zero, zip. You're just dangling out there.
Also, it's very unbelievable that there's in this movie they were shooting and missing. No. Of course, and no one.
Oh my God!
No one got like a scratch from like a rock popping up or a pop being shot at, and then you were too close. And all the other movies, you'd be like, I kind of got scratched, it's fine, or like grazed by a bullet, or something not fatal.
Yeah, they had literal plot armor, like not a single
complete
scratch,
plot armor.
Yeah, on any of these characters.
No.
Like it almost reminded me of Fast and the Furious, where you have these characters that end up in these car wrecks. And then you see them get out of the car like totally fine, no whiplash, none of that.
Don't
That's
even
what
get
it
me
reminded
started with Fast and the Furious.
Dude, fucking plot armor. This movie spent a whole act. There was a whole like 30 minutes all in preparation montage, and I'm like, are we ever gonna slow down and fucking get to it?
Yeah,
and then they're thinking 10 steps ahead. They're literally preparing for an entire month, an A, B, C, D, maybe an E plan just in case anything goes awry. And the one thing they didn't think about of like, well, there's really not a lot of cover over here, so in case there's a shootout, we're kind of fucked. We're not gonna hide behind a cactus or whatever.
Yeah,
we'll be okay. We have plot armor. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed at that.
I think after the movie you said, Elva, you would do so much better.
Oh my God, yeah. Jesus. Seriously, you should see Elva at the shooting range. Annie fucking Oakley. I got nothing else to say about this movie.
Yeah,
I'm just really bummed out about it.
If you just want to check out From Reality, go right ahead and watch it.
Wait for it to stream. I never thought I would say that about a Guy Ritchie film.
Honestly, this just felt more like a straight to streaming movie in the end by Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, and now last and least, Sheep Detectives. We saved the best for last. Carlos, you didn't get a chance to see this movie.
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We just watched it separate days.
Alva, you want to take this? You want to take this one?
Okay. Every night A shepherd reads aloud a murder mystery pretending his sheep can understand. When he is found dead, the sheep realize at once that it was a murder and they know everything to go how to solving it.
A stupid concept of a movie.
I thought it was just going to be a kid's movie.
Same here.
That actually was heartwarming.
Oh,
It was pleasant.
I was not aware I was going to cry.
I did not
Multiple
expect
times.
to get the feels about a certain animal character.
I really
which we'll
liked
get
it.
into. But
Oh, Cranston?
well, that too. But like do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
The winter lamb.
George.
I got chills right now.
Yes. Well, we'll get to the character shortly. But yeah, if I were to kind of give you like, how did I feel about this movie? This movie reminded me so much of Chicken Run. Do you guys remember that movie?
Oh my God,
No.
yes.
I kind of got that's what it kind of reminded me of.
With the aliens and everything, but this is a murder.
No, so you're thinking of Chicken Little.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Chicken Run.
Chicken Run with Mel Gibson.
Oh,
That's like the
that
stop
was the
motion.
yes, Universal, right? Or
Yeah,
DreamWorks?
DreamWorks,
Yes.
yeah, where the chickens are going to get slaughtered by the,
Yeah, okay. I
the
mixed them up,
English
but
lady.
yes.
I almost was going to say Chicken Little too as well, but I was like, no, it's Chicken Run.
It's Chicken Run and then Shaun the Sheep were around the same time,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like how you said, Isaac, I didn't think this movie was going to be a strictly kids movie.
Yeah.
But no, adults could totally enjoy this.
Dude,
I also did not need to see this on Mother's Day weekend, to be honest.
Oh.
I was good.
why?
Anyways, I was good.
Just a FYI, we're all part of the DPC, the Dead Parents Club.
I only got the mom.
Yeah.
They got the dads.
Dead. Not that.
Dead,
yeah,
dead,
they're all
dead,
they're dead.
dead, dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're dead.
And then we finally got the kettle laugh.
This movie has everything that you could want. It has kind of silly. It's not completely oversaturated with like silly jokes that these types of like live action
Yeah.
slash animated movies have. You know, those jokes that are straight up for kids. It had like 3 of them, and I was like, oh, that's it. Okay, great. It has murder mystery. It has Hugh Jackman, and it has like such a great voice cast that actually like did elevate those characters where I enjoyed it. Now, typically, when you have well-known people voicing animated characters, you go, "Ugh, man, they're just doing it for the fucking paycheck." But like, all these people, what they all have is heart. Patrick Stewart, which is straight out funny. Brett Goldstein, Regina Hall, Chris O'Dowd, Bella Ramsey was a voice. Reese Darby, Bryan Cranston was so good.
Yeah.
Cranston never phones anything in. He
gotta
always
do-
finds the motivation.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
And Julie
Oh
Louis
yeah.
Dreyfus, yeah,
I was
absolutely.
trying to figure out because I forgot most of the voice cast. So I'm like, who's like the main sheep character? Like who? Like I'm
Lily?
Like, yeah, I'm like, who's Lily? And then after the movie ended, I'm like, shit, I wouldn't have thought that was Julie Louis Dreyfus.
And it's not one of those things where you go, oh, that's obviously like, for instance, you know, you go, oh, I don't see Knuckles, I see Idris Elba.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
I don't see Shadow. It's Keanu Reeves.
why did we just go straight?
Sprinkles.
You know what I mean, though. I can't see this B character. I only hear Jerry Seinfeld. What a fool. But no, it was such an enjoyable film. I think everyone, when we went to go see the movie, I think everyone that was in that theater, it was like, you know, half kids, half adults and whatever. And then there's us. And I think everyone had that expectation of it being a kid's movie. And so there was one gentleman sitting next to us who was like on his phone. And I was kind of bothered by it. But then I realized as he kind of like, you know, a couple times sort of left his seat to go into the lobby, he would interact with some people that were sitting in the aisles. And I'm like, this is really weird. Is he just being a weirdo? And then I realized he was a dad being dragged to the movie.
Oh,
And
He just
so,
didn't sit next to them.
right. You know, he's like letting the kids do their thing. He's just, you know, maybe watching a game on his phone or whatever. But roughly around like halfway through the movie, like I heard him kind of chuckling at stuff. And then I think he realized, oh, this is actually a good film. And then he started watching it.
Yeah, because the people next to me, there's the first like scene where it's like everyone kind of like got a little teary eyed. You could kind of tell because people were sniffling throughout.
oh yeah. That's all I kept hearing. Yeah.
No, so I looked like slightly over on the guy. He's looked like he was with his girlfriend or partner or something, and you could just hear him sniffling and the person next to him sniffling, and I'm just like, this is my cutest sniffle as well.
Yeah.
And then I look over at Isaac. He goes, "Why are you just don't get
me.
it?"
Oh, so sweet. And then, you know, it had sort of its themes and quirky characters and stuff like that. It's just such a well-rounded movie.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. As far as a movie to go take your kids to go see that you can also enjoy, because I know there's a lot of people that have kids and they're like, well, I can't, there's nothing really to see if it isn't a Pixar movie. The kids will have so much fun with this.
And then every person that's posted about this movie, they're like, I was not expecting this level of just heartwarming and all these things. And
Memorable characters, too.
I just want to watch it again.
I would love to watch it again. And then, me being on the sort of technical aspect of it, with, computer animated animals, miss the mark on it a lot of times. It looked so good.
It did.
Mainly when it's a lot of like the dialogue scenes, it's so the more easier thing to do, and it worked extremely well. It wasn't extremely well. I wasn't taking it out of those scenes because I'm like, well, obviously watching computer generated sheep. When there's the action portions of it, you kind of that's really tough to do. A lot's going on, but I think it's like a good 80-20, as far as good to bad. It was really well done. I got nothing more to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, lost my train of thought. Oh, I'll jump back to it right now. And of course you have the human characters, which I think most of them were still like enjoyable to watch, like the cop. You just kind of find yourself rooting for him, even though he's not like the sharpest one.
Yeah.
And it's like the scenes were funny where like he's looking out the window and he just sees this sheep staring at him. I'm like, that's straight out of a horror movie. Like I'd be freaked out. Like, how's this guy not freaked out? He's just like, oh, that's odd. I was like, no, I'd be fucking freaked out.
I saw an interview with him. Was it Nicholas Braun? He did an interview while this whole thing was like their promos and stuff. And they asked like, how did you choose? How did you come across, saying yes to this role? He's like, my agent just said, look, read it through. I think this is the perfect fit for you. And he just thought it as well. He's like, I just thought this was a sheep movie. Like, what do you want me to do? And then he's like, no, I get it. I understand.
There's a character in here. He's sort of like a reporter played by Nicholas Galitzine. Mm-hmm. That's our new He-Man, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, right. I didn't realize that was him.
I thought
that's
why
familiar. He looked familiar.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, you're really good looking. Where have I seen you?
Just because I alluded to earlier before we move on. I mean, again, just the scenes of like, I just wanted to start cry was with George, the winter lamb, where it's like, why are they treating this animal with so much cruelty? Like, why?
Yeah, there's sort of that, like the way that sheep, their social behaviors are that they lean into. I'm like, I learned something from this movie.
Yeah. You might have seen him as I was watching one of those like rom-com movies on Netflix, like Purple Hearts, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Idea of You, Bottoms. Like, he comes from those movies.
Yeah, none of those are on my radar.
Yeah, he's on my radar.
I bet he is. Anything else?
No, this was the best film out of the lot that we talked about in this episode.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely. Any parents out there listening, you can enjoy this movie too with your kids.
Okay, so let's go ahead and put a number on these things.
Fucking buttons.
Fuck me. Every other episode, Alva, Carlos, and I alternate going back and forth on guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score on the these aforementioned movies, which is God Is, In the Gray, and Cheap Detectives. From 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten, 60 and above being fresh. It's my turn to read, and Alvin Carlos's turn to guess the movie ratings of the things we talked about. Here we go. There we go. Went too fast. Okay. Let's start off with God Is. I
give it a 70. Critics, I'm going to go 75, and I think audiences maybe liked it a little bit. I had a 79.
For me, I'll give it a 68 personally. Audiences, maybe 75, and then critics, 72.
What did we miss?
The beginning.
No.
The first 5 minutes.
Jesus. I mean, like, critics gave it a 97% and audiences at 89%.
Damn.
Now, I don't say it every single time, but we don't really give a lot of weight to Rotten Tomatoes scores. Just a fun game that we like to play. Yeah. Sometimes we're kind of it feels like we're spot on to what we think. That's why we have this guessing game. We want to see if we, jive with the scores. But that one really, I don't get it.
I feel like I need to watch the movie again to see if I missed anything.
Oh. All right. Well, good for them that they enjoyed it more than us.
This one makes more sense. In the Gray. Carlos, go ahead.
I'm going to give this a 59% personally. Critics, I'm going to say same thing, 55.
Mm-hmm.
And then audiences, maybe 69.
I give it a 55. I think critics might have given it maybe a 58, and audience maybe around a 62.
So it's weird. You guys are kind of generous in opposite directions with both the critic and audience. Critics gave it a 44%, so not fresh, rotten. And audience gave it an 83%.
Whoa.
And I get that though.
Yeah.
I totally get it. It's a popcorn movie. You want to just have fun? There you go. Let's have a ball. But as far as like a film, something that's deeper, it ain't it. It totally ain't it. And last but not least, Sheep Detectives. Elva?
Ooh, I give that a 90. I think critics might have given it maybe a 92. Audience, I know for sure did really well, maybe like a 96.
I'll give it a 91 personally. Critics, I'll say 95, and audiences, maybe 93.
Wow, well, you guys rated it really low. It's 94% for critics and 96% audience.
Oh.
It's a fantastic movie.
Look, I rated it a 90 just because it made me cry.
And there you go. Cheers to tears. Anything else you guys want to say about any of these movies, or have we spoken our piece?
I feel like we should have a did this movie make Elva cry?
Oh, like a rating?
Yeah.
Like it gets a stamp. Did it make Alva cry? Yes, it gets a stamp.
Let's do a tears. Let's do like a, out of 10 tears.
Tears for cheers.
All right. Not our strongest ending. So the only movie I could say to go watch is Sheep Detectives, and if In the Gray comes out, or when it In the Gray comes out to streaming, give it a watch. You don't have to focus. Have a few beers, have some friends over. And then if you see Is God Is, let me know what the fuck we missed. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to
I wanna
rewatch it? Were we not in the right mental health?
Yeah, isn't it? And anybody who is of color, if you watch this, let us know what we missed out of it. Were we just too
I'm
pasty
very
for it?
interested about this.
Definitely.
But in the meantime, let us know what you thought about these things down in the comments at
YHST Pod.
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And in the meantime, let us know what movies are on your growing list of films. And as people asking you the question,
You haven't seen that.
are you gonna see that? Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Laters.
Why haven't you seen that?
Well, I do declare there's been a murder. Sorry,
Yeah.
wrong franchise.
Is God was. Is God is.
Isms.